Hey everybody, welcome to the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream, now on Twitch. I'm Shannon, I'm at CAW on the MakeCode forums.
I'm Daryl, at Darzoo on the MakeCode forums.
I'm Joey, at JWonderl on the MakeCode forums.
And I'm Vivian, at Live Cheerful on the MakeCode forums.
Oh, cool. So, to those of you guys new to the stream, I guess, we are here every day, every weekday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and we usually just make a game in Arcade. And this week we're using the beta site, so that's arcade.makecode.com/beta. And that has all the latest features, all of the newest things. It's more buggy than the released version, but you get to try, the latest and greatest. So we're using the beta site because we're getting close to releasing Arcade. So this is a way to show off new features and also to test, our latest updates. So the game I wanted to do today was inspired by the game Daryl did yesterday that featured a mailbox where you got orders for your garden. And so I think the thing I wanted to do was to make a game where you pick up like a cell phone or something and you get messages on it. And I haven't quite figured out what that's going to look like yet, but I'm going to start with
just a crazy idea.
Oh, yeah?
You don't have to do this at all, but it could be, like a hollow stump that, messages are hidden into, and there's a little secret thing.
Okay. Yes.
But it might not fit with the, aesthetic you were going for.
Well, I'm using the grass tiles because for speed. So I think a hollow stump would be great. All right. And then I'm just going to put some flowers around here.
But then I think you'd need to have it would need to be a secret message, right? It's not, you don't just put, ordinary messages in the dead drop somewhere.
That's true. Okay, so what kind of messages?
Maybe it's like the villagers' secret wantings in their dreams, and then you could be like somebody fulfilling their dreams and making their days better that they never thought would have been possible.
Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, go for it.
Or maybe they're like, oh man, it's so hot today. I remember when I was little, I used to have orange popsicles, but because of the orange shortage, that doesn't exist anymore. And you're like, I can make orange popsicle.
Yeah, I love that. I like that it's also a little bit puzzly too. So maybe you have to kind of figure out what thing would accomplish this person's dreams. So maybe they're just oh, it's so hot, I'm miserable, and then you have to look around and you find an orange popsicle. All right. So cool. I'm just gonna fill in the stump.
Nice.
And, oh wait, no, it's hollow.
Well, it just has a little crook in it or something, right? It doesn't need to be.
Now it's hollow.
Looks great.
And then this is hollow stump with a note in it. And then I think I'm also just gonna make
a red ribbon, maybe.
Ooh.
Or
yeah.
a stamp.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let me try the envelope thing first to see if that's more recognizable. Yeah. And then, Okay.
Might look good when zoomed out. I always have such a hard time looking at pixel graphics when it's full screen.
Okay, so instead if I do this, and then I'll just add a red thing around it. Oh no. Hit Control Z.
Yeah. Do we have that filed? Do we know?
I'm working on. That's the
Okay.
thing. That
What Shannon and I were referring to is we have a bug we know about and we're fixing where sometimes you can lose some progress on a tile if you hit Control-Z at the wrong moment.
Yeah.
We'll fix that.
Yes, we definitely will. All right. Close enough.
Yeah, I like it.
So.
Oh, that looks so good.
So Stump lives here. Cool. And I need to set the background color to green. All right. So here's. Let that load. Cool. The world.
I love it.
What should our main character be?
It could be like a helpful spirit, you know?
Oh, yes, ghost.
Yes, Shannon's so good at drawing ghosts.
I think it's because ghosts are very straightforward to draw. But I'm a big fan of ghosts, so.
Oh no.
Cool, and then I'm gonna move, so if I go on controller, I'm gonna drag out this move hero with buttons and also our standard camera follow.
Nice.
And so this means when I use the joystick here or my arrow keys on my keyboard, I can move the ghost and the camera will follow them around the screen. All right, so let's do getting a message, and then we'll figure out like what a message looks like exactly. So I'm going to make a variable that is message, and it's going to start to, as nothing, and then in this we're going to do maybe I'm going to make a function. So get message. So then in here, I'm going to check to see if we already have a message. And if we're not going to do anything if we have a message. So actually, I'm going to check to see if we don't have a message. So if we don't already have a message, then we're going to set the message to, I think for now, I'm just going to set it to be a string. And then what? Okay, we need a name for this person, for this villager.
Vivian.
This is my dream. I want to be too hot.
And then I'm going to also change our stump to a stump with a message. So in scene, I can grab out this. Maybe I'll add the tile map extension, I guess. Or I could just set it.
You could do array of all locations, grab the first one, and then set.
Yeah, let's do that for now, I guess. Try and keep this guy. So what I'm going to do.
I think you don't even need the loop. You could just use the array function.
Yeah,
either way.
Yeah. That works. Yeah. I think that should be safe. We know there's only one. All right, so what I want to do is I want to take this stump tile and set it to be the tile that we made that was a stump with a letter in it, right? But I don't know exactly what location this is. So I might move it around as I'm like building out the tile map. So I'm instead going to grab the array of all stump locations, and we know there's only one. So we're just going to get that first one, get value at index 0. And I'm going to set this to be the stump with the letter in it. So if we look now, stump, and then if I call this function, get message. Let me do it on A button pressed actually, so we can watch this. So when I press the A button, I'm going to call this get message. I press A, it message received. So now we have a stump with a message in it. So then I think I'm gonna pop it up as a dialogue. So on sprite of kind player overlaps the stump with the message. I'm going to go into game, and at the bottom of game we have all of these text blocks. So I'm going to show long text message at bottom, and let's see what this looks like. So message, and then it's too hot, says Vivian. All right, so a couple problems here. Right now I can't leave because this overlaps is being called every frame, so I'm just sort of constantly overlapping. So, whoops, oh no. So even if I press A, if I move back, actually maybe it's okay.
So right now we don't have the fix to make it call it every frame, so it's only calling it when you're moving. So that will be changed, but it was. We still probably want to attach it to like an on A pressed or something, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So okay. So the thing I'm going to do instead is on A button pressed, I'm going to check to see if you're standing on the stump, I guess is going to be the thing. So we have this one, and we can say, I'm going to call get message at the beginning of the game so that we start with the message. And then when you press the A button, if the tile to the center, so that's underneath the hero, is stump with a message in it, we will show the message. And the other thing I want to do is this on game update. I think this will work. I just want to have the player say the letter A if they like get over the stump, so that it's sort of like an instruction for what to do. So let me just see how this plays out.
Probably just expand it.
Yeah, I'll set it like a short time, and so it'll stop saying it once you walk away. All right. So,
It might have been we're saying it too frequent.
Well, it seems okay now. All right, and then if I press A, you get the message, and then you press A again to dismiss it. So
I wonder if the ghost could say something like, "Ooh, a letter. Maybe I should open it." And then, then the user knows that they have to do some action, and there's only 2 buttons, so.
a letter. All right. This is going to be too long. Let me see. Yeah, so I think it's just restarting. Maybe
I think even if you just said a letter. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this will fit.
I like how melancholy a letter sounds.
A letter.
I mean, if you're a ghost, I think everything has to sound melancholy, right?
Maybe the true point of this game is the ghost becomes happy with filling requests. And then at the end, it's like, a letter! I get to help more.
Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change so right now our dialogue frame is just our default one. I think I'm going to do...
The second from the bottom left looks kind of spooky to me.
Second from the bottom left. This one?
Other left.
Or this one?
Yes.
Other left. All right, let's see this. Okay. Oh, perfect. That looks great. All right. So now what do we do? We should add Vivian on the map, or Vivian's house, right? And let me see. We don't have any built-in house tiles, right?
The houses that we have are giant sprites. They're like 50 by 50, so we don't have a tile. But you can place a sprite on the tile.
I think they're too big, though. Just like aesthetically. Okay, I'm just gonna make it tiny. Is Vivian also a ghost?
I would like to be a crow.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oh,
This isn't a tiny house. This is a huge house for a crow.
I love that a crow wrote a letter and deposited it in a stump for a ghost.
Crows are so smart. I would totally believe that.
Okay. What? I'm trying to figure out. Should it be like a tree, or should it just be like a house that a crow lives in?
I like a house.
Okay. Well, you are the expert in being Vivian, so.
Thank you. I try. A lot of time working at it.
I don't really know. Oops. All right. I'm just going to give this house a door, and then we'll be set for now. Maybe also windows. Okay.
I love it.
House. And I'll put it here. Cool. So then, so you get the message, and then after you get the message, you should, let me also make a place to get popsicles from, like a food cart. All right. Okay, so say this is like a like one of those beach stalls for popsicles or something. Whoops.
Shannon, we have a question in the chat. What's the theme for today?
Oh, I don't think we really have a theme. I don't know if you guys.
I feel like the theme's like whimsical letters. That's the week's theme.
That's true. It has been very epistolary.
Wait, what word did you just say?
Oh, epistolary? Like,
what does that mean?
It's just like relating to letters. Do these look like popsicles?
Yeah. They're like the cool, like, pronged ones.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Close enough. There we go.
Who would make popsicles in this area?
Like what kind of creature?
Yes, I guess. What kind of creature?
That's true.
Maybe a squirrel? Maybe squirrels like popsicles.
They have a lot of sticks.
They can take this. They steal the sticks from other people and then they put it in. The ice. Ooh, that's an important thing. We got a request for some small wheels on the popsicle cart.
Ooh, yes. Thank you, requester. You are entirely correct. All right. Say I do this instead. Like that? Does that read as wheels?
In a world full of squares. It's great wheels.
There we go. All right. And then okay. And then you said a squirrel. I absolutely do not know how to draw a squirrel, but we're just gonna go for it.
I could try to catch one out of my garden for you, Shannon. They're really fast. Don't think I could do it.
The game needs it, Vivian. For the greater good.
That's so much pressure.
So for all the animals, are they going to show up when you're on top of the tile? Kind of like how you say A when you're on top of the stump?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I hadn't quite figured it out yet, but I'm into that. We should do it.
Like they come out from inside their little doors.
Yeah. It's like you come to say hi, so they also come to say hi.
I like how you said you didn't know how to draw a squirrel, but this is like a quality squirrel.
Do squirrels have like markings on them? Is this more or less squirrel?
Yeah, they have. That's good. That's better.
They
they have
something
a
on their
different
tails,
color
too?
stomach usually. I mean, there's so many types of squirrels.
Oh, that is true.
I think this is a fine squirrel.
Cool. What did you say, Joey?
Oh, I was wondering if there was shading on the tail too, but I can't visualize.
Oh.
Well, a squirrel tail is important. Let's see what a squirrel tail.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Squirrel of some kind. Cool. So now I think there's our squirrel. I'm going to move the squirrel onto the popsicle cart and then move it over so it's standing like next to the cart. So to do that, this is a thing we've done in a couple of our other streams, but you can place the popsicle seller on top of a random popsicle cart, but we only have one, so you know it's always going to be there. And then if I go into sprites and grab this change, I can change the popsicle seller X by -16, which I know is the size of a tile, and that just sort of moves it over one. So come on. There we go. And then, let's see. So I'm going to have, I guess I'm just going to track to see if you've read the message at least once. And so that's going to start out false. And then once you've overlapped the message once, it'll become true. So false, and if over here, then we're just going to set red message to true. So then if you have read the message, then the popsicle seller will come talk to you, just to sort of make sure that like the player is doing things in the order that we want them to, that like makes sense. So then if you press the A button and you've read the message, and you're standing over the popsicle cart. Does that sound?
Mhm.
8 button pressed. I've read the message, and the tile to the center of our hero is this popsicle cart. Then we're going to show the popsicle seller. I think I'm just gonna have them appear, and then they won't go away. So they're gonna start out invisible. So invisible. And over here, invisible on. All right. So, so nobody here, even if I press the A button. But if I go over here, I read the letter, then there's a popsicle. So I think I'm also going to do here the same thing, which is if you've there we go. If you've read the message and you're standing over the popsicle cart, I'm going to also have the ghost say something so that you know that you have to, do something.
Actually, so maybe I just like saw it wrong on the camera, but did the squirrel like appear when you went by the popsicle stand?
It appeared when I pressed the button, but it didn't appear before.
Oh.
It could just show up. I don't know. Do you think that's better?
I thought it was very kind of cute. So you come there and then, when does the squirrel pop up? You hit A?
So then if you press the A button.
He pops up. So maybe the squirrel like pops up and is like, you want to buy some popsicles?
Perfect. All right. So the squirrel will say.
So cool, you write down. Ghost is like, I am older than you.
Okay, so I think, let me see. So instead of doing this then, I'm just going to have the squirrel show up if you overlap. That way we're not there's not a ton of text happening.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be in an overlaps handler. And I'm going to do an if to see if you've read the message. So if you've read our message, then popsicle seller shows up. All right, so let's try this. It's too hot. And then I go over here. Cool. I'm just gonna move everything so that it's not off screen. And I'm going to cheat and do that just by shifting everything over. Here we go.
Not cheating. That's using the tools.
Cool. So, okay. So then, so now you have to be able to buy a popsicle, right?
Do we need some kind of money to give to the squirrel?
Maybe let's just say you have some money to start with, and then
we don't have to do a fetch quest for the squirrel to unlock the popsicle, and then do a fetch quest for the owl to get the squirrel's money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the squirrel could also say, hey, do you want a popsicle? Maybe it's just a friendly squirrel with a popsicle stand.
Yeah. Popsicle. Okay, so then you have to be able to say yes or no. So, I wonder if this should be we can use our ask block. let me see what this looks like. So this is a block that I don't think we've seen very often in streams. And it's inside game. We have this ask string. And how it works is I'm going to drag this out. Ask. So these are two things you can ask, right? And then so this will return to do two different things for yes and no. So I'm just going to have our sprite say, and this is our hero. I'm going to say yes, or they're going to say no. All right. So then,
I think this will ask repeatedly because you're going to be stuck on the, tile.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then you can't see the squirrel either.
Yeah.
And then it'll do A, okay, B, cancel if you hit A.
I mean, there's really no point in saying no, right? So we could just have it be A, A in this context gives you a popsicle.
Sure, yeah. Let's do that. So if, and then I'm just going to set another flag that is like, that if you like talk to the popsicle seller.
You could, I think you can just do an if statement and check for a button press directly inside of that overlaps handler, right?
Yes, I guess, yeah. So I could also do it if.
And then, it'll just set a has popsicle state maybe, and then doesn't matter if it triggers multiple times.
That's true, yeah, because you can only really have one popsicle. All right, so inside controller, we'll do if a button pressed.
Without Richard's fix, this might not work nicely.
Oh.
Because it's not going to trigger every frame, so we're not going to reliably get the button pressed.
So the other thing I can do is we know that this is going to show up the second you overlap. So then in the A button, I can just assume that if you've read the message and you're standing on the popsicle stand, you're, you've talked to the squirrel. The squirrel is on screen. So we know that much. All right, so if you've read the message and the tile to the center of the hero is the popsicle stand, then I think I want to make a popsicle sprite for the ghost to hold.
Is it not the popsicles in the stand?
Yes, but just one of them.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be of kind food. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna, let's see. Let me draw it first, I guess. It's like this. Cool. And it's 3. Nope.
3 by 6.
And 3 over here. Cool. All right, so here's our popsicle. And maybe I'll just do a follow. So if I'm going to set the popsicle on top of the popsicle stand and then have it follow the player. And we're just going to see how this looks. Oh, I don't have a good way to grab the... I'm going to set the popsicle on top of the ghost.
You could place it on top of the squirrel and you could hand it to the ghost by setting follow.
Ooh, yeah. All right, I'm going to set it on top of the squirrel. So set popsicle position to, and then in here I have this my sprite X, and so I can drag that out, and I'm going to change it to popsicle seller X and popsicle seller Y. And so this will just place the popsicle exactly on top of the squirrel. And then if I go back into sprites, I have this down here. No.
I always search for it.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
idea.
right at the bottom of the physics. Yes.
Cool. Set. Okay. So, this is the block that Joey made, and it will set one sprite to follow another. So I'm going to set the popsicle to follow the hero ghost.
One of my favorite blocks.
All right.
Why is this mad?
Just a second. Cool. So then, if I read my letter, come down here, I talk to the squirrel, I hit the A button, there's a popsicle.
Oh,
That worked really well.
Cool. So then the popsicle just sort of follows you around, which I think is fine.
I love it.
Makes sense.
All right. So now, if you have a popsicle and you go to Vivian's house, Vivian will show up. Oh man. All right. So I'm going to set.
Could be when popsicle overlaps the house.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. So Vivian's not going to show up unless you have a popsicle. Otherwise, no dice. So. We're going to say on sprite of kind food, which is our popsicle, overlaps the house at location. Let's see. So I'm going to start by just making, sort of similar to how I made that squirrel, I'm going to make a crow. And I'm going to put it next to the house. So, new variable of kind. MPC also works, I think, actually. Yes, I think that should be fine. I don't think we're going to do any. All right. So, dark purple or black? Oops.
See what a crow is.
Are you looking at crows?
What's the movie? The Birds? Is that crows?
That's all birds,
Oh, it's all birds? I thought it was just crows.
right? Wouldn't it be called?
Yeah, it was like
crows?
all. I don't know if this looks like a crow.
I don't think they have orange beaks. They have kind of pointy snouts and.
But I mean, it could be painted. You could get your beak painted.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a
That's
like
true.
A fingernail.
Maybe the beak turns orange after you eat the popsicle.
Oh yeah. Okay, this is a bird of some kind. And then I'm gonna do the same placement thing. So I'm gonna place Vivian on top of the Vivian's house, and I'm gonna move. I guess the same, also just to the.
I feel like above, right? When they're gonna be sitting on top of the house.
Yeah. Change Vivian Y by -16. All right, so now if we go down, we should be able to see. Oh man. Cool. And then I'm going to set Vivian to be invisible for now.
I like that the only character who will never be invisible is the ghost.
Oh, you can just do an overlap between the popsicle and Vivian and turn her visible after that if you want.
Oh yeah. Well, so I think
But yeah.
I'm gonna do the popsicle in the house because you can see the house, so it's sort of like a target to aim for. But okay. So I'm gonna set Vivian to invisible off, invisible on, invisible off. Okay, and then I think Vivian will say something like what?
are we gonna have interaction like giving the popsicle, or is it gonna be like okay?
I think it should be a limerick.
Okay, for now I'm gonna say. Am I spelling this word right?
Yeah.
I want it to be capitalized.
That's
all right. Okay. So I'm gonna read the message. Get a popsicle. To the house. There's Vivian. And then on 8 button pressed. Let's see. I think it's actually just going to be on. This time it's going to be on popsicle overlaps Vivian. So
yeah.
And I'm going to change Vivian's type actually because right now I'm using the same kind for both Vivian and the squirrel, but I need a special kind for Vivian to identify. We don't want anything to happen when the popsicle overlaps the squirrel. So Vivian is a crow. And then I go into sprites. There's this on sprite of kind overlaps. So on sprite of kind food overlaps other sprite of kind crow. So if you give the popsicle to Vivian, now what? Destroy.
We switch the image to have an orange beak and maybe like some orange bib. And she could be like, yum.
Ooh,
actually, Vivian, what would you say in this circumstance?
Oh yeah. Or if I were a crow, I'd go like, caw, caw.
Caw. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to set, so if I go back up to where I make Vivian, I can drag this image out to like duplicate it. And I'm going to bring this guy down. And, okay, so orange beak and what else?
I was thinking like orange bib a little bit.
Oh,
just like, sort of got it all over.
Like this.
Cool. All right. And then I'm going to maybe remove the letter.
Do you want to get rid of the popsicle? Did you already do that?
Oh, yeah. I think I just wrote it up here.
Okay, sweet.
All right, let's try this. So, see a letter. Read the letter. It's too hot, says Vivian. So then I go, squirrel wants to sell me a popsicle. I buy the popsicle. I go down to the house. Popsicle? Yes, for you.
Love it.
Cool. All right, so we have like a little bit of time left. Not sure. Probably not enough for like a full second quest. We can make the letter say like, thanks. Oh, sorry?
I was saying, what do ghosts like? Because you could have like in the stump now is something else, right? Like,
oh yeah,
maybe a new sheet.
I don't know how I'm going to draw a new sheet inside of a tree stump. What do ghosts like?
Ectoplasm.
Marshmallows.
Okay, I'm just gonna do several like white cubes maybe, and
I mean, so the ghost can call out and say like, "Oh, sweet."
Yeah.
Oh, sweet and freshy.
All right, so here's some ghost stuff. Looks like ice cubes.
I love it. Looks like sort of sparkly.
It's the ghost popsicle.
And then I'm going to copy this block of code, which was to change.
It's the warm feelings of a job well done.
All right, and then so after you talk to Vivian, we're going to change. Oh no, what did I do? Yes. So I'm going to change. I'm going to grab an array of all letter stumps. And I'm just going to get the first one because we know there's only one, and I'm going to change it to this sparkly thing. And then when the ghost overlaps with the updated stump, scene on sprite of kind player overlaps this final stump. I think you're going to say something, and then it'll be like game over. Job well done. So what do we say?
I don't know.
And then...
Thanks, Vivian.
Okay. And then I think I need to pause while this happens.
This won't pause the whole game.
Should it?
It would need to be run.
Yeah. Okay, I'll set the lifespan on the ghost, and then when the ghost is destroyed, I'll end the game. So set. And so we have this concept of lifespan, which is just how many milliseconds a sprite will live for before it auto-destroys itself. So I'm going to set that to 2000, and then inside sprites, we have this on destroyed, sprite of kind player. So when destroyed, game over, win. All right, let's play this guy through. All right, ghost. Read your letter. Vivian thinks it's too hot. Whoops. Okay. Cool. Cool. Come down to the house. Ooh. Okay.
Maybe make it so you can put the on A button pressed in the overlap event and it'll work. So then you have to hand her the popsicle.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right. So I'm going to grab out if. So it's not going to be when you first hand when you overlap. You're going to have to press the A button while you're handing the popsicle to Vivian, and that's under controller. Is A button pressed? All right. One more time. Read the letter. Go down to the popsicle. And if I come down to the house, Vivian says, and then if I overlap, go. And up here is my game over.
I love it.
Cool. Okay. Do we have a name for this?
It'd be like CAW in all letters, and in parentheses like crows are wanting something cool for a hot day. That's my idea.
Are wanting. Oh.
I like it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Shannon. I'm at CAW on the MakeCode forums.
I'm Daryl at Darzoo on the MakeCode forums.
I'm Joey at JWondrill on the MakeCode forums.
And I'm Vivian at LiveCurve on the MakeCode forums.
Awesome. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place.
See ya.